Okay, you know what? I've been known to have some disgusting things in my life, like my desk, the video I just posted. But this, I think that's urine. I don't know. It's sticky, and it smells like urine. I'm just gonna throw that out there. This is Jason with Byte My Bits, and today I'm going to attempt to replace a disk drive in an Xbox One. Because now, I've never actually done this before. This is for a family member. They said that at first it was having disk issues where you'd load a disk, it wouldn't even recognize it, and then it was having power issues. So I have purchased a new $25 off-brand Amazon power supply for this thing, powered right up, and now I want to replace the disk drive inside. I don't know why it's broke or whatever, why it's not working, but I know that I can replace the disk drive as soon as I can figure out how to get it apart. To take this thing apart, I do have like a generic taker-aparter kit right here, so this should be good. I think I did watch an iFixit video, so I think I have to start off just like removing plastics and things like that. By the way, this is not a how-to thing, okay? Do not follow what I say. There's plenty of videos out there that give you real good instructions. But that doesn't mean I can't try to take this thing apart myself if I can figure out. I think this comes off first. Does not come off first. Okay, on the other side. I think this comes off first. This comes off first. Perfect. All right. Now, as you can see, this thing has seen better days, cleaner days, so I might have to go through and clean it. I mean, it looks like it's literally had stuff just spilled all over it. So, I wouldn't be surprised if the disk drive itself went bad because of that, but I think the next step now is to take off the lid somehow. And from what I think I remember online, it's just a matter of getting in here, maybe using this guitar pick looking thing. Maybe just a little bit of brute force. Huh. Okay, so it seems like there's this tab thing right here. Supposed to take off. Did not take that off. Oh, yes! And just like that, I expertly get this removed. Absolutely no struggles whatsoever. I am a professional. Look at that. Not even a single tab is broken. So, he says sarcastically. Now, before I take this too far and dig even deeper into it, I'm gonna just take it upstairs into the garage, and I'm gonna use the air compressor to just give it a little bit of a growy there and kind of get that dust out. So I'll be right back. So apparently on the front here, I didn't realize this. I went back to watch that little tutorial there. On the front here, there's this little connector, and it's connected like this. So I just kind of bulldogged this whole thing off and ripped it off. It doesn't seem like anything on that is broke, but apparently I was supposed to be a little careful with that, but I didn't. So all is well, but if you are doing this, just remember that thing is right there and you have to, finesse it off. Now I'm supposed to disconnect the speaker, which is this right here. Just rip that out like that. And then this is the Wi-Fi thing. So, just gonna rip that out, actually. This is the replacement drive that I got, and it came with screwdrivers. I don't know if it's the right ones or if I need to find one in my kit. That looks like it's close. That looks like it's not. So, can I just take this off? Yeah, I can. Perfect. Okay. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Now the rest is is really just removing all these other screws so I can get this top off. This is the drive that I want to replace it with. Looks like it has a board in there, but I will be having to take this apart and solder it. So, because you have to carry over the board. But I'm not there yet. So far, so good. And this is the Intuntals. Looks like I need to go blow this off again, you know, because first time wasn't good enough. This one will be a lot better. Now that I have everything off and kind of exposed, now I need to take this out, which looks like nothing is holding it down, but I do need to unplug the little SATA cable back there and a little power cable back there. All right, and this should come out just like that. Oh, and this is just clipped. Well, that's easy. I need to mark it so I don't forget. Old. Now here's where the fun part comes in. So basically, if you don't know anything about this, Xboxes, at least the Xbox One, the drive or the motherboard in here, the controller board in here is specific to this Xbox. So I have to take this apart and take the board out, which does require a little bit of soldering, and then I have to take this board out, which requires a little bit of soldering, and I gotta move this one over to this one. And then I can put this one back into the Xbox and everything should work. Should work. All right, slight side note here. This is my soldering iron. I realize that I've left this on since I last used it. It's about a week ago. I'm sure everything's fine. Just thought I should let you know that. Voila. Drive moved over, and hard drive, or the controller board, motherboard, moved over. This is the moment of truth. Ooh. Okay, so at least I didn't completely ruin it. Looks like everything booted up like normal. Seems to have a Wi-Fi connection, so I'm gonna take my GTA 5 disc. Ooh, that sounded weird. Is it gonna load anything? Well, it's not looking good. Oh, woofy, 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 woof. Woofy, 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 woof. Okay, so I've already tried this once. Did not work. So I don't really know why it didn't work. So what I did is I took it apart and looked at the back board, made sure everything was connected correctly as far as all the ribbons went. Everything seems like it's okay. So what I'm gonna do now, even though this is supposed to be kind of flipped, what I'm gonna do now is turn it back on and load it and see if I can like see the mechanics inside and see if there's something skipping or getting stuck or something like that. It has power, it's able to load and unload, but nothing is spinning up. So here's the difference between the old and the new one. this is the old one, right? I put the new motherboard on it and the old drive, and basically flipped it upside down so we can see the guts. You see how it's actually moving, trying. The other one doesn't do that at all. So I kind of have a thing now. Pretty much, this is the old drive. This is the new drive. This is the old board. This is the new board. The idea was take the new drive with the old board and plug it into the Xbox One, and everything should work. However, this one, I've moved these both manually. This one does not even activate like this. Like, it doesn't even do the laser thing. It's just completely not gonna do it. This one does the laser thing, and it kind of sort of starts to spin, but then it just kind of wigs out and it doesn't do it all the way. So this motor right here moves up and down, but the spinning motor maybe has a problem. So now that I'm knee deep into this, my only other thought to try to get this to work, and by the way, the mechanism on this one, the old one, is a lot better than this one. As far as just going in and out and situating itself and getting set in position, this one is way better. It just seems a lot more solid. This one just seems more clumsy. So now I'm just tasked with the idea of how do I get, this one to work. Maybe clean it up. What is this? This is okay. I don't know. So I'm gonna start taking screws apart and see what happens. So I took the spinning motor thing and the other motor thing over there, moved it over here, and there. Original board, original drive, because it's the old one. This is the old, this is the old spinny thingy. And I was originally gonna keep this, but when I was taking off the tape, I accidentally cut it. Could probably repair it if I wanted to, but why? It's just a little motor. So I just swapped the full new motor over. If that doesn't work, then I don't know. All right, so taking the laser out of this one. This is the new one. Taking the laser out of this, putting it in the old one. I noticed that the ribbon has like a little indention in it. Okay, I didn't do that for sure. So if that severed the wires in there, that would make sense. So I'm gonna use the ribbon from the old one. Freaking Frankenstein's monster in this shit. 15 times a charm. Got all put back together, soldered again. This is the old ribbon, old board, new laser, new disc spinner motor, and the original drive. So I just basically stole a bunch of parts out of that thing. And the moment of truth. What up, cat? Meow. Screw you. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh! 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 It works! Yes! As an added bonus, just because I'm going to attempt to take the 1 terabyte HDD, and I'm going to transfer it over to an SSD that I have. Now, this is currently in my system. I use this for editing, but I have other SSDs, so I'm just kind of curious if I could really just supercharge this kid's Xbox One for just the cost of an SSD. Good morning, cat. You're really not helping me, you know that, right? You're just kind of in the way. It was at this point when I realized that the script that I was trying to use actually was systematically deleting every non-active file on my system, starting with my C drive. Panic set in and mistakes were made. So, plot twist, the script that I was running decided, for some reason, that, let's see, where'd it go? decided for some reason to go through and delete extra files on every drive. It started with my C drive, and then it worked over to my H drive, which was like my backup OS drive. It started to delete all the files, and then it was at that moment when I realized that I needed to recover using my active backup for business through my Synology NAS that I realized I never set that up for this new install. Why? Because I am dumb. The person behind this camera is dumb. So now I'm in the process of trying to basically take ownership of all the files on the H drive, which is my backup OS drive. I'm trying to do that so I can go into command prompt, and as you can see, I've been trying to restore files that were just already deleted by, you know, this batch shell program or whatever, and I'm getting access denied because the original drive was from a different system and ownership was handled by trusted installer and a bunch of things. So yeah, I'm in the process of taking ownership through another command prompt, and then I'm going to try to go back to this and take restore all of those deleted files, because, you know, when it's deleted, it's really just the index files, not the actual files itself. So now I'm in like panic restore mode to at least get my old hard drive back that has all my files, because I kept it, I never deleted it. And then I'm gonna go over and try to boot into basically command prompt with the Windows installation USB and see if I can do the same thing to my C drive, which is just a matter of like running a check disk in command prompt, and then, you know, using this, right? So first you run a command prompt. Where's it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? That's not it. That's not it. Check disk HF. So you do that. It runs all the stuff, and then you run that, and then hopefully it should recover all of those deleted files. I have no idea, but I went and checked all of my backups and I don't have any backups. So now I'm just kind of panicking because I don't want to have to redo all my stuff, and there was some stuff that, like, you know, could have been new and deleted. And this is what I get for doing dumb things, apparently, and trying to do something nice. So this whole thing's it's turned into a shit show, and that's really what it is. This is the SSD I was going to put into this. I ran that program and it deleted my C drive. So I'm still messing with this, and it is irritating the crap out of me. I've basically burned an entire weekend 90% focused on this, and that sucks. I literally just have water in my hair. Let me tell you a little story about how a small project, rather insignificant really, can eat up an entire weekend. 90% of a weekend. So I started this journey. It's taken a long time before I actually started it, and I have a lot of lights on. It kind of looks weird. Anyways, I started this journey to just replace this. The disk drive itself. Kat, would you please? The disk drive did not work. I ordered a replacement one, knowing full well I'd have to do a little bit of soldering in order to get it to work. Not a big deal. However, internals of the new disk drive did not work very well. So I had to basically take parts out of this drive, put it into the old drive, the ones that were malfunctioning, including, and I think was the biggest culprit for the new drive, was this ribbon. So whatever. Anyway, I take parts, I get everything working. This takes forever to do, a lot of troubleshooting, getting things down. Oh my gosh, you will not. Getting everything figured out. Long story short, you guys following this video, I finally got it working, and then genius Jason decided, hey, let's do my nephew a favor. Let's upgrade him to a free 1 terabyte SSD. Now, if you guys have experience with this, you know that Xbox hard drives need to be partitioned very specifically. If they're not partitioned very specifically, they will not work. Now, I'm sure some of you are fully aware of this. I unfortunately was not fully aware of this. I just figured, hey, you know, maybe you could just clone the drive and everything would be good. And, you know, no big deal. Whatevs. Just be like a quick little clone the drive and be on your way type of deal. No, that's not how that works. But that didn't stop me from trying. No, I tried to clone the drive anyway. I plugged it in, it would not boot. Surprise, surprise. Did a little bit of research and I found a Windows program that originally started off as a Linux program that allowed you to create these partitions, these special partitions that the Xbox requires you to have in order for a hard drive or an SSD to work. It is completely doable. And once you know how to do it, fairly simple to do. However, I somehow, and I have no idea why, I don't know what's going on with the dog and the cat. I just... Somehow during my little adventure of let's see if I could fix this, I seriously don't know how this happened. Like, I'm replaying everything in my head and I have absolutely no idea how this happened. But somehow, when I was selecting the source disk drive and selecting the target drive, somehow I configured this program, which requires elevated command level access, command prompt level access in order to run. Somehow I configured it improperly bad enough that it proceeded to delete everything on my C drive. That's the fun part. What really takes the cake though is that since I rebuilt my computer, when I originally had my computer set up, I had something called Active Backup for Business, and this is a free program. Why is this not going in there? This is a free program that comes with Synology NASes that allows you to basically run, you know, unlimited automatic backups through your computer, and it creates images on a schedule just like Acronis does, but it's all included with the Synology NAS. So I had all of that set up. What is going on? I had all of that set up originally, and when I rebuilt my computer, everything was good to go. Except I forgot to set all of that up again. So, wouldn't you know it, as I was duplicating, at least that's what I thought I was doing, as I was duplicating the Xbox One hard drive over to the new SSD and creating all of the partitions that it required for me to create, it moved on to starting to delete extra files on every connected drive to my computer. It made it through my C drive relatively quick, started working on my H drive, which was literally just an old backup of my old system when I switched over that I just hadn't done anything with. It started deleting that, and then that's when errors on Windows started popping up and some red flags went off in my head like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? This isn't normal. And I stopped it and then spent the rest of the day trying to figure out what the heck went wrong and how the heck I can get all my files back, and realizing that I was screwed. So since all of this, I have plugged everything in, verified everything works. Everything's good now. It's just, well, I went through a lot of ridiculous stuff in order to get to where I am right now. There we go. And there you have it. So what some people could probably do in like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes or less, I've spent an entire weekend. I lost all the data on my main computer. I completely did not have backup set up, so I have to figure that out. It's literally reprogramming now. I try to do some data saving measures, did not work. So yeah. I'm gonna wrap this up and get it ready for my nephew and just pretend it never happened. So, thank you for watching this disaster, and have yourself a great day.